So what we can have a look at now is, if we've got that far, I've sketched on a separate sheet some different profiles. So they're all different cuboids, and we're going to have a look at just using a crayon to add some basic material rendering to the surface. So what I'm going to do is have a reflective, perhaps chrome plated metal surface here, and then here we'll have a timber base material and then a glossy polymer base material there. Okay, so what I'm going to do to start with the chrome plated, so you might need to get hold of a piece of mirror or something shiny within the house that you can have a look at. And often you'll find with shiny surface that's reflective, there'll be some shadow or dark reflection within there, but also you get straight bands of light forming. Okay. What we want to do is just transfer the reflection into the face of that material. So what I'm going to do to start with is, I think we said this would be a timber based material. So we'll just add the end grain. Just adding the growth rings in. So you never really find unless it's something that's like heavily lacquered or polished, you never really find the surface of timber being highly reflective. You usually end up with a matte sheen, but obvious shadow forming. And just sharpen the edges slightly. Okay. So all I'm doing here is transferring the grain across the edge on there, and then just add some very faint shading in. I think we said this would be a glossy polymer based material. So with that gloss surface, if you have a look at something you've got at home, you'll tend to find you get quite striking clear break between colour and reflection. If it was more of a matte surface, you'd actually end up with more of a gradient between the bands of colour. And then this side will just block fill because that's got no light on it, or limited amount shining on that area. So then just going to take my fine liner and accentuate all the lines. And then just do those edges that would have air behind them. And then just finish that off so it looks like everything's all the three objects there. The material samples are on a surface. We're just going to pen in that horizon line, and then you can see it really makes it stand out off the page. And the last thing I do is add two simple annotations. So this will be your timber. That's your polymer, and that's your shiny metallic surface. So if you get that far, have a go at a separate sheet and practice the rendering technique of the different material areas, and then we'll move on in the future lesson practicing this technique and applying it to some actual design tasks.